Well, it's an absolute pleasure because I'm joined here by Valve's great Gabe Newell. Left 4 Dead, I mean, it really does play off of minigamers' fondness for zombie movies and the kind of aesthetic they bring with it, and the way that the game kind of dynamically changes to heighten that kind of cinematic feel to it. How does that work exactly?
We're trying to combine the character-driven storytelling from our single-player games with social replayability from our multiplayer games. And to do that, we have a thing called the Director. And we're really stealing from horror movie concepts that are built. For example, when you're playing through the game, if the director wants you to feel a lot of tension, it'll do what a horror movie would do. It desaturates all the color, pulls the color out of the world, and then brings the lighting down, just like a movie director would. And then, you know, all the monsters jump out. And there are other things like audio. During conflict, it'll boost the treble and the bass.
Watch out!
How does the game know from what you're doing what it should do to be able to play up that tension? Is it just sort of a one-to-one correlation, or is it more dynamic than that?
It's more dynamic. We're really looking at lots of things, like are you making mistakes? Are you setting off alarms, shooting other players? And it turns out that if you're jerking your mouse around a lot, that's a good measure of how agitated you are, and the director uses that. We look at your health over time, how much damage you're causing versus how much damage you're taking, and those are all the kinds of things the director is measuring to make its decision. The idea is to give you this roller coaster ride, that if you're a good player, the roller coaster is going to get higher and more difficult, and if you're struggling, it's going to give you more of a rest. The idea is to make sure you're having a good entertainment experience, regardless of how good a player you are.
Obviously, you guys are very strong in the competitive multiplayer field with Team Fortress 2, and now you're going to be moving into the cooperative multiplayer field with Left 4 Dead. Are you really seeing that this is where, especially PC games, are traveling towards, where the single-player experience may sort of almost take a backseat to MMOs and these kind of shared experience games?
I think there's something a little bit different that we're seeing. What we're seeing is we're going from games sort of as this packaged goods phenomenon to games more as an entertainment service where you need to keep providing more content. So we just did this with Team Fortress 2, for example, where every time we release an update, it contains new maps, new weapons, unlockables, achievements, and we're pushing the story forward. That these are the things that people really like, this continuous increase in the entertainment we're offering. And that's the big change, more so than single player versus multiplayer.
Just one more thing, Gabe. I don't know if you traveled outside of the center of Leipzig, but our hotel is. Have you noticed how much it looks like City 17 out there?
Given that City 17 was sort of rooted in Eastern European architecture and environment, it's nice to come to Leipzig and say, and feel at home.
Yes, I'm going to grab a crowbar and just run across the rooftops. Anyway, Gabe, thank you so much. I appreciate it.